Right guys, how good was Obi Wan Kenobi? Certainly as a Padawan learner, you can see how fast and rapid his movements are. He's obviously using the form known as Form 4 Ataru, where he's using high energy, and he even gets on top of Darth Maul when it's a one-on-one fight. Obviously he's much younger here and he's more sort of gun-ho if you'd like, and more open. But what's impressive is that he's facing Palpatine's apprentice, and I think people often forget that Darth Maul was fully trained by Palpatine, yet Obi-Wan was still able to get on top of him. Aesthetically, Obi Wan Kenobi as a Padawan learner was very good to watch because of how free-flowing he was, but when you saw him face Dooku when he's a Jedi Master, he's much more defensive in his approach, and obviously he's using the form known as Form 3 Sorensu. In terms of compactness, Obi-Wan Kenobi had improved massively in terms of his defensive technique, and in this fight Count Dooku knew that. That's why he mentally jibed him and unsettled him, and he obviously got under his skin and was able to break through his defenses. But I think Obi-Wan lost that kind of flair element that he did have, and every time he's faced Dooku he has struggled. Dooku's always managed to sort of get on top of Obi-Wan, and I think in this duel when it was Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan against Dooku, Obi-Wan's trying to be the aggressor and it just isn't working for him at all. Count Dooku's always managed just to get on top of Obi-Wan at the crucial moments in the duel. So then we ask ourselves, how good was Obi-Wan Kenobi as a duelist? I think Obi-Wan Kenobi's tight technique is often underrated, and I think Count Dooku is just one of those opponents for Obi-Wan where he just has that weakness against his technique. Count Dooku's got a Form 2 Makashi technique and he just knows how to use it perfectly against Obi-Wan. Yes, of course, we know in this fight that Palpatine may have interfered here, breaking Obi-Wan's Force shield. But there's no doubt he definitely has a weakness against Dooku. But when he's fought Anakin Skywalker, now Anakin, who's managed to get on top of Dooku a couple of times, especially in the later episodes of Clone Wars, against Anakin, Obi-Wan has the advantage, obviously for the obvious reason that he trained Anakin Skywalker, so he knows all about Anakin's moves. Even though Anakin has that raw power and aggression, Obi-Wan's Form 3 technique is able to absorb that pressure from Anakin and able to deflect his lightsaber blows at just the crucial moments. I think Obi-Wan's adaptability as he's aged is what's so impressive. He's not kind of one-dimensional. When he faced Darth Maul all those years later, he used the same technique Qui-Gon did, and he lured Darth Maul into thinking, I can do this, I can use the same move that I used on Qui-Gon Jinn, and you see it in Darth Maul's eyes, like a predator. He's thinking, I'm going to go for it, I'm going to use the same move again, I'm going to approach Obi-Wan and hit his hilt, but it didn't work. Obi-Wan was clever, and he struck right down the middle. He saw it coming, and I think that's what makes Obi-Wan so good, is his adaptability and versatility. So then we ask the question, just how good was he? How good was Obi-Wan Kenobi amongst his peers? Just from a duelist perspective, where would you rank Obi-Wan Kenobi? For me, amongst the Jedi Order, I'd be putting him in my top 3. But let me know in the comments section, where would you rank Obi-Wan Kenobi?